I'd like to call to order the City of Natchitoches Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. A full audio of the planning and zoning meetings are available at the City of Natchitoches, Louisiana.gov. We have two applications for rezoning tonight. They'll be introduced on October the 13th at this location. Typically, that is just introduction only, and there's no comment. I would suggest that opponents and proponents show up on the 13th in case some citizen shows up that wants to talk that cannot be here on October the 27th. Final voting on the rezonings will be October the 27th, 2025. At that point in time, there'll be a public hearing. All parties are encouraged to attend. We have nothing that's subject to an appeal. If the attendees haven't signed in, please sign in over at the counter over there. We're going to hear your testimony from the AMBO up here. We'd ask folks to come up and identify themselves. We'll first hear people in favor of the application, and then we'll hear from the applicant or his designee, and then we'll hear from people in favor of the application. Then we'll hear from any opponents to the application, and then we'll have a small rebuttal for the applicant or his designee, limited to the issues brought up by the opponents, then discussion by commission members, and then a vote. Please speak into the microphone. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, November the 4th. Did I miss any comments, Madam Director?
No, sir.
Number 2, roll call.
Anita Du Bois.
Here.
Bobby Claiborne.
Here.
Charles Whitehead III.
Here.
Isaac Lewis.
Here.
Alexa Lenore Conley. Michael Lewis.
Here.
Ricky McAllister. Sadie Sawyer.
Here.
Walter Johnson.
Here.
By count, that
Yep,
is
good
a quorum.
It is.
You concur? All right. We're going to defer number 3, approval of the minutes. I'm informed that the office has switched to a new type of software to generate those, so they are not ready for today. We'll take care of those. There's nothing in the minutes from last time that would indicate that we need certified copies before our next meeting, is there, Madam Director?
No, sir.
All right. Recording for all city meeting videos will now be posted to the city's website. To watch the video, users can subscribe to the city's YouTube channel at City of Natchitoches, LA, or visit the city's website link at https://www.natchitochesla.gov/content/meetings-videos. Roman numeral 4, old business. Subsection A, the City Council approved the application of Mr. John Marston Fowler to rezone the following location: a lot 69 feet fronting on the west side of Williams Avenue, north by Phillip, south by Lemoyne, west by Cane River Lake, from R1 to R1 special exception. The reason is the operation of a short-term rental bearing municipal address of 434 Williams Avenue. Is that all the old business, Madam Director?
Yes, sir, it is.
Roman numeral 5, new business, subsection A, the application by Jewel Howley and Chantel Howley, and I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly, to rezone the following: lot 3, I guess, because it says lot hashtag, but I'm sure that's lot 3, of the Harvey Landrum subdivision on the north side of St. Maurice Lane from R1 to R1 special exception. Reason is the operation of a short-term rental bearing municipal address 720 St. Maurice Lane. Councilperson District Number 1, Exhibit Number 1 in the packet. If one designee of the applicant would come forward and address the commission as we hear a summary from the director, if there's anything to add.
There's nothing really to add. This is another simple rezone requesting a special exception to operate a short-term rental.
All right, has the office received any comment about this application?
No, I haven't. I did receive a phone call, but they were just inquiring as to what the application was in reference to. But I haven't heard any opposition about the application at all.
Okay.
All right. I assume this Jewel and Chantel Hooley are
They're here.
ladies, whichever one wants to speak, please come forward and Tell us what you plan on doing. If there's anything different than what I read or what the director had, and then we'll have questions for you from commission members, perhaps.
Yes, sir. It's actually Julie Houle, Julie is the correct spelling.
All right.
Yeah,
And
we
how do you
just,
say your surname?
Houle.
Hool. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It happens all the
Hi,
time.
Ms. Hool, you heard me reading the short form version of the application. You heard the director's summary. Is there anything you really need to tell us about this? It seems fairly straightforward.
Pretty straightforward. We just like to do a short-term rental.
Sure. Have you had any comment from have you heard any comment from any of the neighbors?
No?
All right. Any questions for Ms. Hool? Is that right?
That's right.
All
Yes,
right.
thank
Any
you.
questions for Ms. Hool from commission members?
Yes, is this a home that you live in?
No, we don't live in that home. We purchased it for the reasons of doing a short-term rental.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any more questions for Ms. Hool? All right. Is there anyone else who wants to speak on behalf of the application of the Hools? Hearing none, is there opposition to the application of Hool? Hearing none, won't hear rebuttal. We'll now move to discussion by commission members.
I move we approve.
Motion by DuBois, second by Claiborne. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, like sign. All right, I show that pass. Ms. Hool, you heard my comments. It's supposed to be introduced next Monday here.
Yes.
Nobody's supposed to say anything. But if somebody's going to see their kids for Halloween and said they want to be here and talk, the city council sometimes will let them talk.
Sure.
So my suggestion is, show up, nobody tries to elbow their way in out of order, you just leave.
Yes, sir.
But I'd be here to respond to something just in case they let somebody slip through.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Roman numeral 5, new business, subsection B, the application by Glenn and Cherie Moffitt to rezone the following Lot 2B of the Nolly Street Townhomes as shown on map slide 403B of the records of Natchitoches Parish, Louisiana, from R1 to R1 special exception. The reason is to operate a short-term rental bearing municipal address 2014 Nolly Street, Councilperson District Number 4, Exhibit Number 2 in your Commissioner's packet. Any comment by the director?
Well, I do have one question. We do know that this property is not just zoned R1. As we discussed, it's the R1.5.
These are actually townhomes.
These
Those
are actually
townhomes on,
townhomes.
I guess it would be the east side of Nolly. It backs up to that new subdivision we did for roads, 14, 18 months ago?
Correct. So I think we should amend the application to state that the special exception should be with the R1.5 special exception.
All right. Now, is that actually,
Well, we're doing it for the special exception itself.
all right.
So
So does
just-
everybody, I got the short-term rental thing here, because that kind of puzzled me. And I think it's just a special exception. It's not really tied to R1 or R2 or R3. It's
It's just a
sort of
special
like
exception.
BA. It's an exception to a B designation. Is that correct?
Right, that's correct.
So if I understand you correct, Madam Director, we need a motion to amend the application to say that the rezoning is going to be from R1.5 to R1.5 with a special exception to operate a short-term rental. Is that
Correct.
correct?
Yes, sir.
May I have a motion simply to amend the application?
I so move.
Motion by DuBois, second by Claiborne. All in favor of amending the application only, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. So now the application stands procedurally correct. Thank you for that, Madam Director. One of the Moffitts here to speak on behalf of the application. Would you come up, please, ma'am, to the, and while you're up, on the way up here, did we have any comments from anybody on this application?
I have not.
All right. Please state your name and address for the record, ma'am.
I am Cherie Moffitt, and my address is 5970 Highway 6.
All right,
Natchitoches.
Ms. Moffitt, you heard the summary of the application after we amended, and that's just all a housekeeping measure. You heard the director describe what you intend on doing. Is there anything else you need to tell us about this?
No, we met with the neighbor that's right next to the property, Miss Mary. She's super nice, and she has our phone numbers, and we did disclose to her already that we were buying the property as a rental. So she said most of the properties that are townhomes are rental properties, so she was fine with it. She's actually the only owner of the townhomes, the rest are renters.
You're saying she's the only owner-occupied place?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, any questions for Ms. Moffett from commission members? All right. Is there anyone else to speak on behalf of the application of Moffett? Hearing none, is there any opposition to the application of Moffett? All right, Ms. Moffett, if you wouldn't mind having a seat right here.
Sure.
And we'll have this lady come up and talk. You'll get a chance to
Okay.
respond to her, whatever comments she has. Please, ma'am, state your name and address for the record.
Jacqueline Jacoby, 1913 Nolly.
All right.
And I'm just curious, there's no parking there. So is it the short term meaning like every other weekend somebody's going to be there? Or is this like they're going to live there for 6 months or a year? Or what is
Well,
it like an Airbnb? Is that what short-term rental is? Or is it more like, college students move in for semester? That's why I'm
Then
confused.
the owner would have to ask.
Sure. According to the ordinance number 26 of 2024, a short-term rental is defined as a residential dwelling unit for the purposes of overnight lodging for less than 30 consecutive days in one calendar or one calendar month, whichever is less. So I guess that would be 30 days or February.
Okay, well, because they've got 2 parking places for each of those. And
Which is, according to the regulations, what they're required to have.
right, but they park along the side, and so it makes it narrow when you drive through there. And then they turn around in my address, in my driveway instead of going all the way down and turning through the circle. So I'm just curious as to, if it's different people every weekend, is it going to be like Party Central? And I know they can't control all of that, and I'm just saying, if there was parking, but there's no parking there. So if they have more than, 4 people come stay or 3 people come stay, I don't know where they're going to park. And then when you put it all on the side of the road there, it's just,
I would just encourage you to read the short-term rental
okay.
ordinance, that ordinance 26 of 2024. What's that, 2 spaces, which they
Right.
have. And I'm not being a proponent for this, but I meant, I called the other day about somebody on Adelaide Street that had a RV that had been parked there for 30 days. They can't park there for 30 minutes, but, I'm
Right.
stuck with that. That's an enforcement issue. That's not, it
Right.
appears from my review, Madam Director.
But I don't want to have to call and complain to them constantly. I mean, if it does become a thing.
Well, I guess my question, Madam Director, I don't see any it appears that this is a conforming structure.
It is.
And so we're not the enforcement division.
Right.
It's, people violate these things all the time, but unfortunately, if it's criminal, it has to go to the city, police, and if it's some violation of this ordinance or the zoning and planning ordinance, you have to report it to them. We don't have people out there, we just have to presume that they will comply with the law.
All righty.
I wanted to ask you also, how do you know it's associated with their property? The turning around in your.
I'm saying the whole
So the whole
townhouse
street,
unit there.
everybody use your driveway to turn around?
A lot of times.
What, you in the cul-de-sac here? Or-
Yeah,
That's right, as
yeah, I'm at the,
Well, it makes a jag, and then the cul-de-sac is way at the end of the peninsula.
Yeah.
But it comes off of, I guess it's not Oak Grove Road. It used to be Old Highway 1 or Highway 20, but it comes off
31.
and then goes around and then goes out to that peninsula that Danny Collins and Britton and Julian Foy did in the 80s. Isn't that right, Mr.
Right,
Kobe?
right.
But you're before that curve where it flattens out, right?
Right, I'm right.
And so you're sort of at the natural end of the bend and everybody's turning around.
Right, I mean.
It's an unfortunate, it's an
But I just,
unfortunate deal.
you know,
but-
if it becomes like they have to come and park all along the front there, then it's just gonna be like,
And so-
and I don't,
Let me ask you this, Ms.
I'm not a
Moffett indicated
big
that,
complainer.
that this lady, do you know Miss Mary that lives down there?
No, I haven't met any of those people that live
Well,
in
but
those
I guess my
houses.
point is Miss Moffett asserted that Miss Mary was the only owner occupied of those deals, and everybody else is,
Well, the same cars have been there for like 2 years now, so they seem to be long-term rentals is what
Right.
I'm, you know, I see the same vehicles.
and
so
you're having
I-
problems with those long-term rentals.
No.
Well, who's
I
the
mean,
people, who
but
are the
you-
people that are turning around?
Well, I guess some of them are, yeah, I don't get
Yeah,
out and
'cause she
ask.
can't
I've just seen a few. I haven't,
Well, look, I lived on I lived on.
I live on Hancock right now, so I'm like, you know.
Well, I lived
there
on
too.
Caffey Drive. Do you know where I'm talking about, Caffey Drive off of South Williams? It's a dead-end loop, it's a loop that goes from South Williams to South Williams. There were two types of people on there, residents and people that made the wrong turn.
Right, no.
And I was about two in, and people would realize that it was, this
But
is where
there's-
I'm supposed to be. And they routinely pulled in my.
There's really no traffic, though, is what I'm saying.
And
So,
like I
but
say,
if
in
you
my
have-
end, there wasn't either. They were either
Yeah.
locals or people that turned too late to go on Bienville or too early for Royal. And I just had to, I didn't like it, but,
Right.
you know, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
But I'm just
well,
saying, I mean, I get that they're already rental property. I understand that. I'm just saying that the short term just seems like it's more
What do you think it would
strangers.
increase
So
the?
then you don't know, you know, you don't want to get out and pick a fight with somebody who carries a
Sure.
gun, because I don't.
Sure,
care.
but
Yeah,
I guess my concern is you're concerned that it'll increase the people that don't know where they are?
Right, because they won't have any, you know, when they get there and they only have the two parking spots, then, and the other people are already kind of doing that, then where are they gonna park if they have a big group of people?
All right, is there any questions
You
for
said-
Mr. Colby from
Well,
any of the participants?
You said that your house, your physical residence is on Hancock?
No, I'm in the process of I'm moving in October 21st. I had to do some.
So you moving into Knowledge?
Yes, I'm moving into Nolly, but I've been working, I had to work on the house first. So that's what.
And yours is not
Yeah.
part of that bank of condos, right? Yours is a
Right.
freestanding
Mine's a
house.
freestanding house.
So Walter, you understand there's probably about 8 or 10 condos
Before, yeah.
before.
And I'm not saying, you know, that they're giving me any problems. I just know that when I go to the beach and people are supposed to have like 4 cars, they've got them all over the place. And I'm just anticipating that if it's just a weekend, they don't really care. And I hope they take care of your property because they can tear up that too. But I'm just saying that I'm worried that it could be a problem. That's, you know, my concern.
Any more questions for Mr. Colby? No. Thank you, ma'am.
Madam Commissioner, is this ordinance in compliance with, is this application in compliance with the ordinance?
She's already said yes.
I just wanted to say it again.
Yeah, no problem.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second.
All right. And I assume, before we go on, Ms. Moffett, you waive your right to rebut what Ms.
I don't mind explaining, there's,
We just need to follow Robert's Rules of Order. And so if you don't want to talk, you don't have to, but you have the opportunity, and I need you to say you decline to if you don't want to. Okay. You understand where I'm coming from?
We got you.
so the property has a double-car garage, and then there's parking probably for 2 more cars right outside the garage.
End to end,
Yes.
you got 2 that pull up.
Right.
And then 2 more that can go behind it.
Right, and right now, we've remodeled, we've taken about 3 years to remodel. We've completely remodeled it, put up a fence in the back, and everything. So we are planning to monitor every single person that we're gonna maintain it and manage it. We're not gonna get an outside person or anything like that. Like, I'll go over to meet the renters just to make sure it's the same people that say is renting it. We're not gonna allow large parties because I truly like Miss Mary and I don't wanna upset her. And so I can assure you that if there's an issue with the parking, we'll definitely, I can give you my number and we'll definitely deal with that.
Yeah, I'm fine if that's, if you're planning on doing all of that.
Mhm.
I just didn't know if
Yes.
it was like
Oh, no.
somebody that's never gonna come.
Oh, no, yeah, no. But that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Moffitt.
Thank you.
All right, we now got it squarely, procedurally correct. Is there a motion on the application?
I move we approve.
Motion by DuBois to approve, second by Claiborne. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Mr. and Ms. Moffitt, you heard the comments I made to the prior applicant. Will be introduced next Monday. I would suggest showing up in case somebody who decided to not show up tonight wants to show up and says they've got to be somewhere else for final passage. Otherwise, if nobody shows up on the 13th, y'all just go out the back door. The actual public hearing is on the 27th. And there'll be a full hearing just like this where they'll ask you questions. All right, moving on, Madam Director, Roman numeral 6, report of office activities.
Right now, I don't have any except for what I talked about, the tiny home ordinance. I will have that one, the revised one, sent out to you in the morning.
Okay.
So please give me whatever comments or suggestions after you've read it through. Right now, the only thing that it has are the codes that we're using, the IRC, the IBC, the electrical code, new plumbing codes, things of that nature. But we need something that's going to be specific for Natchitoches.
Well, the only thing that ever concerns me about the tiny home stuff, I'm willing to do an experiment with it for a couple of dozen, is to make sure that we have that Public Works is on board. Because it worries me about, we have 7,200 square feet's pretty tight for a single
Well, yeah.
family. But if you can put 5 tiny homes where you can put 3 regular homes, what I think about is Elizabeth and Howard Street. That are substandard lots, or Bailey Heights, that were all literally post-World War II VA type deals to get veterans in, and they just threw care to the wind.
Correct.
And I just don't want to get too much crowding. But there's a reason you can amend legislation if you got it wrong.
So we're going to be looking at pretty much 2 types of legislation. One for just a single tiny home, and then a tiny home community, or I guess you can say maybe a small RV park. But this is just thoughts. Right now, I just want to hear your thoughts on what you think we should have, or what we should do, or what we suggest. I can't talk right now. And then we'll come back and we'll debate about it again. I just need your thoughts and your opinions and your suggestions.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Director. If there's nothing else, Roman numeral 7, Reverend Claiborne.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned until November the 4th. Is that correct?
That's correct.